two, one, and action. What is up, Travels with Buddy Nation on the Travels with Buddy station? Today is Saturday, October the 12th, and today I'm going to do some heavy training on the Total Gym. I'm going to do some pull-ups and some shoulder presses and some few other exercises, but I'm going to do them one arm at a time to really add the resistance rather than putting extra weight on the bar on the Total Gym as you saw me do last week. This week, to get that extra resistance, I'm going to use one arm at a time. And I got to tell you, doing the pull-ups with the pull-up bar on the Total Gym, whatever Total Gym you have, I don't know if it's just me, but it makes the exercise feel so much heavier. For example, at this slant right here, I'm at like level 4. At this angle, I should say, doing regular pull-ups with the bar, I can probably do 30, 35 repetitions. But when I do it with one arm at a time, I can barely get 5 repetitions, which is strange, you know? And it makes the exercise feel so much more challenging. So, and then I'll do some exercise with the cables too. I'll do some cable pullovers and stuff with one arm and some curls with one arm. And with the cables, I notice it's probably about a 50% difference. In other words, if I can get 30 reps with a curl or something like that at a particular angle with the cables, I can probably expect to get 15 reps with one arm. But with the bar, it doesn't seem like that's the case. I don't know why. It's strange, you know. Because I never did the pull-ups with one arm at a time on the Total Gym with the pull-up bar, and I noticed it makes the exercise feel so much more heavier, so much more challenging. So I'm going to demonstrate some. I'll start off with the one-arm pull-ups, right, bud? And then later, I'm going to take Buddy out for a walk because it is so nice outside. It's going to be like 70 degrees today, sunny and dry, and pretty soon it's going to get colder, and I'm going to be doing a ton of raking, which isn't too fun. I don't like to do raking. And then Buddy doesn't like, maybe I'll Buddy help me doing some raking, huh, Bud? Alright, I just want to give Buddy some camera time. Put Bud on the Total Gym for good luck. Right, Bud? You need to work out on the Total Gym? Alright, Buddy does some training on the Total Gym. Maybe he can the glider thing. See Buddy doing some pull-ups on the Total Gym. 2. Alright. Alright, that's Buddy training on the Total Gym. See, Bud, Bishans can train on the Total Gym too, huh, Bud? Alright, so I'm going to put Bud in the other room, and I'll start with the one-arm pull-ups. Bud, you can chill out in the living room. Begin training. Alright. I'm just gonna sit down, take 3 deep breaths, get into the training mode, whatever you want to call it. And take 3 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Say the mantra. Om Namu Guru De Namu. Om Namu Guru De Namu. Om Namu already. Alright, so I'm going to begin with some pull-ups. I'll demonstrate, I'll do some regular 2-arm pull-ups at this angle, angle 4 if you have a Total Gym, and just to demonstrate that how much more easy it is to do pull-ups with 2 arms like this. I can do 30, 35 repetitions with. really good warm up. I'll do maybe 15 reps and then I'll do the one arm. Do about maybe 5 more. So with 2 arms, I feel like I can do these all day long. However, for some reason, when you grab the bar, when you just do 1 arm at a time, it makes it more than twice as hard. You figure if it made it twice as hard, I'd be able to get maybe 15 with 1 arm. If I was able to do 35 or 30 with 2 arms. But it's like I can barely do 5. So I'll start with my right arm. And I'm going to do 1 arm at a time. I'll try for about 5 repetitions. Alright, that felt great. I got 5 repetitions, but it felt heavy. It felt almost too heavy. Matter of fact, when I do 1 arm at a time, I think I'll lower the slant. I'll put it on 2 or 3 because it'll feel lighter. But since I only got 5, what I'll do is I'll do 3 sets of 5, so I'll get my 15 reps. I like to get at least 15 reps per exercise, but that's a heavy pull. I mean, that's a heavy, you know, if you're somebody that likes to train heavy and do, you know, work in that 5 repetition range, try doing these pulls 1 arm at a time. I'm gonna do my left arm. I'll go for another 5 reps. All right. Ooh. Again, that made that exercise more than twice as challenging. It made it like probably 3 or 4 times as challenging for some reason. And doing it 1 arm at a time with the bar. It's the same thing with the shoulder press. So the next exercise I'm going to do some shoulder presses with 1 arm at a time, just to demonstrate how much more challenging it is with 1 arm as opposed to 2. And again, it's not twice as challenging. It feels like it's like 3 or 4 times as challenging. All right. Next, I'm going to do some shoulder presses, and I'll warm up with a couple reps with 2 arms at a time. And even at this level here, I don't even know if I can get 1 rep with 1 arm at a time. At this level, I can probably do maybe 25, 30 presses with 2 arms. But for some reason, when I do with 1 arm, I can only get a couple of repetitions. So it really makes the exercise feel much heavier. So first I'm going to practice. I'm going to do a couple of repetitions with 2 arms. I'm just going to do maybe 15 reps or so. Just as a demonstration. As you see, I did 15 reps pretty smoothly. Now I'm going to try to do 1 arm at a time. Start with my right arm. I can't even get 1 rep. I can barely get 1 rep with 1 arm at a time. So what I'm going to have to do is, I'm going to have to lower this to a considerable amount. Let me see. Alright, as you can see, if the camera picked it up, that I lowered the slider to a considerable amount. So I'm going to see if I can get I'm going to try for maybe 5 or 8 repetitions at this angle. Now this is a much lower angle. This is level 2. I went from 4 to 2. So I just lowered the the slider bench to a considerable degree. And it'll make the exercise much less challenging. So I'm going to try to do one arm at a time on level 2. And again, so if you're somebody who thinks that working out in the total gym doesn't have as much resistance, try doing it with one arm at a time. Alright, so like this, and this is only level 2. Alright, I got 8 reps. I'll do my right arm. Alright, I got 8 reps with my left arm. And I'll tell you, doing this exercise one arm at a time makes it much more challenging. It makes it more than twice as challenging. Because as you can see, when I was on level 4, I got 15 reps with 2 arms with no problem. With one arm, I couldn't even get 1 rep. I couldn't even get 1 rep. It doesn't even make any sense. Because you think, with 2 arms, if I got 15, I should be able to get maybe 7.5 reps with 1 arm, right? If I got 15 with 2 arms, then but it's weird. It's not like that. Just for doing this exercise with the bar, it makes doing it 1 arm at a time makes it 3 or 4 times more challenging. And remember, if you have a total gym, you got to try these exercises, give them a try, and try doing them 1 arm at a time with the bar, and see how much more effective it is for you if you have a total gym. See how much more difficult and challenging it makes that exercise. The next exercise I'm going to do is a reverse pullover. I call it the reverse pullover because I'm going to do it with my. You can do this with your lying on your back on the slider, or you can do it facing forward. And so I'm going to do this 1 arm at a time as well to really increase the tension. You can do this 2 arms kind of like this. So with 2 arms, you're pushing your body. I'll do a few reps with 2 arms. But with 1 arm, it makes this exercise more challenging because you're doing that pullover with just 1 arm at a time. So I'm going to do alternate arms. And I'll go about 15 repetitions. And with this exercise, you can go like do 1 arm and get all your repetitions at once. Like I'll do 5 reps. Because that's even more challenging like that. You can do it 2 arms at a time like this. And then 1 arm at a time like this. increases the tension on the pull-up or the pullover when you're doing it one arm at a time consistently. When you're doing an alternate one arm at a time, you're kind of giving your arm a few seconds to rest in between repetitions. But if you're just doing a one arm consistently like this, you're not giving your arm any rest in between repetitions. It's probably the most intense way to do the pullover on the Total Gym. And with this exercise, you can do it facing the ceiling while laying on your back, and it feels like a slightly different angle, or you can do it facing your body, facing the floor, kneeling on the bench. They're both great exercises. You got to give them a try if you have the Total Gym. All right, next I'm going to do some alternate curls on the Total Gym. And there's many different ways you can do this exercise on the Total Gym, but I'm going to do this one lying on my back. And I'm going to do this one arm at a time, or I'll do like alternate curl version. I'll go for about 15 repetitions. Count along with me. So with this exercise, you can do 2 arms at a time, which is make the exercise a little bit easier, or you can do the exercise 1 arm at a time. Curl 1 arm makes it a little bit more challenging. Or you can do this exercise with just 1 arm, do the entire set with 1 arm, like this. I'll do like 5 repetitions, which even makes it even more challenging. That's probably the most challenging way. I'll do 12 reps on my left arm. And I'll tell you, doing the curl 1 arm at a time consistently, doing like 12 or 15 or whatever repetitions you want to do, just 1 arm at a time. That's probably the most challenging way to do it on the Total Gym, even more so than the alternate curl. Because when you're doing the alternate curl, 1 arm's resting while the other arm's working. When you do it consistently, 1 arm at a time, that one bicep that you're training is just working really hard. So that's probably the most challenging way to do that exercise with just your body weight on the Total Gym that I know of. So that's a really good way to build bicep strength. Doing a curl on the Total Gym, you got to give it a try if you have one of these machines. All right, my final exercise, I moved the camera around, so you probably noticed my room from a different angle. But I'm going to do some 1 arm presses, which is a basic exercise. You do it 1 arm at a time. It makes this exercise more challenging. And you've probably seen me do the regular press on the Total Gym is kind of like this. I'll do a few reps just as a warm up, which this is a really good exercise. Even with this exercise, you could add weight to it, to the bar, whatever. But when you do this exercise 1 arm at a time, it makes it more challenging. So I'm gonna do alternate arms. I'll go for about 15 repetitions. Count along with me. I say when you do this one arm at a time, really makes this exercise more challenging because you're pushing your whole body with one arm as opposed to pushing your body with, you know, two arms. So it really makes this exercise much more challenging. You can even do this consistently, like one arm, and just go through your entire rep range. If you're doing 10 or 12 reps, and just do one arm at a time. Even at this angle, for me, that would be, well, and that does make the exercise more challenging. I got 8 reps. I'll do my left arm. I got 8 reps on my left arm. These are great weights that you can, great exercises that you can use the Total Gym for if you want to, you know, increase the tension on the exercise. So each exercise that you do one arm at a time. Especially if you go through the reps consistently, you really add much more tension to the exercise. So it makes the exercise much more challenging. Those are great body weight exercises where you can go heavy, you can go light. So it's really good if you have a Total Gym. You got to give these exercises a try. Remember, if you like these videos, make sure you subscribe to Travels with Buddy. Remember, keep taking walks and have an awesome day.